Hello, my name is Mir Nasmul Islam, and I'm very excited to introduce myself as the proposed evaluator for the At Home in Canada Phase 4 project for Mothers Matter Canada. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about who I am, why I believe I'm the best choice for this important evaluation, and how I plan to carry out the work to help your organization and the newcomer families you serve. Let me start by sharing a little about myself. I am an immigrant from South Asia and now live in Canada. I have over 20 years of experience in evaluation, research, and capacity building across government, nonprofit, and community projects. I hold a Master's in Public Service from the University of Waterloo and a Master of Philosophy in Comparative Education from the University of Oslo. I am a certified performance management professional and a chartered manager. But what really matters to me is working on projects that make a real difference in people's lives, especially women, children, and newcomers. Over my career, I have led evaluations for ministries and nonprofits across Canada, like Ontario and Alberta, as well as women's empowerment initiatives in Bangladesh and Afghanistan. I have volunteered at immigrant women's centers, helping newcomers settle and build their confidence here in Canada. I have also been a member of the City of Hamilton's Advisory Board for immigrants and refugees. These experiences taught me that true change happens when we listen deeply, respect every voice, and focus on solutions that fit each community's own strengths and needs. Why choose me for this project? First, I understand both the challenges and strengths that newcomer mothers and diverse communities bring. I have worked directly with vulnerable women and families, not just as a researcher, but as a partner who listens, learns, and builds trust. I am very comfortable working in culturally diverse, multilingual, and sensitive environments. Second, I bring a unique mix of hands-on evaluation skills and deep cultural awareness. I always use trauma-informed, feminist, and anti-racist approaches. That means I am careful to create safe spaces, ensure everyone gives fully informed consent, and pay attention to voices that are often not heard, like those of racialized women, people with disabilities, or folks living in rural or minority language communities. Now let me explain my approach for the AHI C4 evaluation using simple language. First, my proposal is for partnership, not just evaluation. I see this project as a true partnership with Mothers Matter Canada, the service provider organizations, SPOs, and the mothers and staff who are at the heart of your programs. My goal is not just to collect numbers or write a report, but to build a process where everyone feels respected, safe, and valued, and where we all learn together. Second, I am very much into mixed methods and believe in listening deeply. I use both numbers, like surveys, and stories, like interviews and focus groups, to understand what's working and what needs improvement. We will follow mothers, staff, and partners over time to see changes in skills, confidence, and community belonging. I will also ask for feedback and suggestions from participants so their ideas make our programs stronger. I am culturally responsive. I am always careful to adapt methods and languages for each group, whether urban or rural, francophone or indigenous, newcomers or Canadian-born. I make sure translation, interpretation, and accessibility are built in. I am committed to approaches that empower women to tell their own stories and define success on their own terms. My approach is trauma-informed and ethical. I make sure data collection is never intrusive or harmful. I work with carefully designed consent, supportive environments, and ethical protocols so that anyone in distress is treated with care and dignity. I draw on the best practices I used when evaluating programs for crime victims, survivors, and newcomer women in Canada and abroad. I look for actionable and meaningful results. My final reports are never just academic. I make sure findings are clear, practical, and ready to be used by program managers, SPOs, families, and your national partners. I will give you real tools and recommendations for learning, improvement, and advocacy with the voice of participants front and center. I have real proven, real track record. I have designed and delivered national frameworks for ministries, led evaluations for immigrant and women-centered programs, and helped launch system-wide improvements in Alberta, Ontario, and internationally. My clients know me for being reliable, trustworthy, and always committed to value for money and quality. Finally, why am I the right evaluator for this project? Because I live and believe in the values of Mothers Matter Canada. Like you, I want to see all mothers and children reach their full potential. I have the professional and personal experience needed, plus the heart and humility to learn from you and with you. My aim is to make your story heard, your achievements visible, and your improvements sustainable, all with the highest respect for diversity, safety, and fairness. Thank you again for considering me. I am ready to listen, ready to partner, and ready to deliver an evaluation that will truly support MMC's mission and the ambitious goals of the AHIC4 project. Let's make a real impact together.